Mahito Salon. Do you need a place to transform your body into something beautiful? Well, look no further with Mahito Salon. Just listen to these happy customers.
I look beautiful now.
Mahito Salon has changed my life.
I've never been happier.
And that's what you guys are striving to become. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, what the fuck? That guy made those people into monsters.
Yeah, what kind of sicko would want that power? I'm out of here.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know we had so many babies in here. Wah. I don't want to kill people. Wah. If you want to drop out of my course now, you can, but you're not getting your money back.
Fine.
That's what I thought. Also, the door doesn't work. Now sit down and pay attention.
What do you mean the door doesn't work?
Alright, we're gonna start with his base form. Starting with his first move, Stockpile. You basically just take out 2 hammers and swing with them twice. Stockpile is used to distance yourself from the opponent and use Soulfire or body repel safely. It also has an aerial variant that bypasses the box. Using it in a combo isn't ideal because the normal variant does more damage. Using the variant to get a little more damage at the end of a combo is where it shines. Your second move is Soulfire. This is probably the most boring move. You just shoot out 3 projectiles real quick. Using it when the opponent is on ground or in stun is your best bet, as hitting all 3 does 10 entire damage. Now I know, that might not seem like much, but those Soulfires can add up real quick. Using Soulfire at range isn't really a good idea. I'd probably avoid that. Focus Strike is the third and most complex move. The move does something different depending on what R form you're in. If you're in the normal R form, you'll do a simple punch forward. If you kill an opponent with base Focus Strike, it'll spawn 1 to 2 transfigured humans that you can throw out and fight with. If you press, what? You don't know what transfigured humans are? What are you, stupid? Well, you can eat them by pressing R when you're holding them. A number appears under Soulfire telling you how many you have in stock. If you hold down Soulfire while you have transfigured humans in storage, you'll shoot out an extra soul. Transfigured humans don't target each other, but they will hit each other if they're close enough. Because of that, you should use the transfigured humans 1 at a time. If one goes down, throw out another one. Okay, back to Focus Strike. If you press the move again right before it hits, you'll Black Flash, dealing more knockback and damage. If you Black Flash and kill someone with Black Flash, it'll instead spawn Transfigured Flesh, which it just makes a big wall. It's completely useless, and I don't know why it's in the game. If you're in Blade form when you use Focus Strike, you'll instead do Chain Whip. This move hits grounded and stands the opponent up, allowing you to do another combo. Then, if you use Focus Strike in club form, you do Home Run. If the opponent is blocking when it hits, they get ragdoll for longer, allowing you to hit full soul. The final move is Body Repel. It's probably the most confusing. After a long startup, you mash 4 souls together and unleash a fast little worm thing. It's kind of disgusting. Depending on where you move your camera while Body Repel is active, it will change directions to where you're looking. If you press Focus Strike right before the move goes out, you'll get inside the Body Repel and move with it. It also bypasses block and is unable to be countered, making it really good for disrupting the regular flow of neutral. Now I'm going to explain the special. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to try and explain this in under 30 seconds. Pressing R brings you into your blade form. Blades do less damage but attack slightly faster. Your Q changes to a slice forward that flings enemies if they're stunned already. It can combo nicely into Stockpile and Home Run. Pressing R again brings you into club form. Slower attack speed but way more damage. The Q is an unblockable spin forward, making it extremely good for extra damage when somebody stands up. Playing defensively with clubs is a viable strategy. Punish the opponent's approach and combo back. You can also spin and use basically any other move. Okay, how do you play this guy? Perfection is basically just a more scrappy version of Vessel. Vessel has normal combos. Once they're on the ground, your combo's virtually over. But Perfection, just because the opponent's on the ground, it doesn't mean your combo's over. Because all of his moves hit it grounded, you can literally just spam moves when the opponent is grounded. My favorite R form is Club form. It does a really good amount of damage, and its Q is literally just free damage. One really easy combo does 50 damage, and it's so easy to do. Anyways, sometimes your opponent will be too aggressive for your slow swing speed to keep up. If that happens, just switch off clubs, don't force it. That's all you really need to know about his playstyle. His combos are similar to Vessel, with the exception of Perfection being able to do a lot of damage when the opponent is ragdoll. Hashtag awesome. Anyways, Perfection has a lot of combos, but I'm only gonna show the important and cool ones. Okay, now that all that is done, we get to move on to the ult. Upon pressing G, you shoot at a bunch of transfigured humans out of the ground and enter your ult. Funny enough, the ult activation has a hitbox, meaning you can use it in some combos for some extra damage. First ult move is idle transfiguration. The user runs forward and tags the opponent, knocking them back. If you hit the same person twice, they straight up die and the move reactivates, letting you tag more people. If you press G, it puts idle transfiguration on cooldown and you unleash a black flash, lowering your ult meter by 15%. If you hit this move twice, you'll enter super ult, but we'll talk more about this later. The second move is body disfigure. Like Focus Strike, this move has a different variant depending on what R form you have. The first move is drill splitter. The user turns their legs into a horse before kicking forward and turning their arm into a drill, piercing your opponent. Perfection ult is a lot like base Perfection. Keeping your opponent down is your best bet. Drill Splitter is probably your best friend with this, as it ragdolls for a good amount of time. Perfection's blade form changes Drill Splitter into Heart Piercer. The user launches into the air and rains down spikes. This move gains a hitbox after you've moved forward a lane, so using it away from someone will maximize damage. The third move is with Club form, Force Grab. You transfigure your hand and grab your opponent. The opponent is able to escape from your grasp by spamming space. Once they're in your grasp, you have two options. Number one, press the move again to slam them into the ground. Or, number two, press R again to throw them. From my experience, people can usually mash out of the move before the third slam. I recommend slamming them into the ground twice and then throwing them to maximize damage. The third move is Spike Wrath. The user turns into a bunch of spikes and slams the opponent into the ground. This move is blockable. To avoid this downside, you can circle around the opponent, attempting to bypass block. It also combos really well into the Black Flash. The final move is the Domain, self-embodiment of perfection. A bar appears next to everyone in the domain except the caster. If you get close to an opponent, the bar starts to empty. Once the bar is fully empty, they straight up die. Force Grab pairs really well with the Domain. You can grab someone and hold them up to the Domain wall, emptying their bar. If they break out from your grasp, they die. Now on to the really cool part. Perfection Super Ult.
Wait, you're telling me that the psychopathic murderer who has the ability to ruin someone's life, making them into a disgusting monster, and forcing them to be shunned by society, walking the earth as a soulless husk and never able to find someone who will take them in. That guy has a super ult?
And a one-shot counter. Let's get back to the idle transfiguration portion if you don't know how to activate the second ult. With the second ult, you get blades on your arms, slightly raising your M1 damage. You also get a new flashy looking dash.
I'm pretty sure it's worse than a normal dash, but it looks cool, so who cares?
The first move is widespread strikes. You gain a lot of speed and iframes while circling in on the middle of your screen. If the opponent is inside the circle after a few seconds, you begin slashing at the opponent, dealing about 50 damage. The second move is face splits. This move does 30 damage and teleports you a bit forward. If your teleport reaches an opponent, you pick them up, run, and slam them down 3 times. His third move is crushing rushdown. You release tendrils on the target. If it hits an opponent, you'll grab the opponent before running with them. Then you'll throw them into the air. If you use face splits right before crushing rushdown, you'll instantly teleport up and slam them down. The final move is head splitter, a simple one-shot counter. The more people in your vicinity, the less damage the counter does. The super ult doesn't really have a complex way to play it. All the moves bypass block,
Besides crushing rushdown.
so you can kinda just spam moves and win. Okay, the guide is done. Does anyone have any closing questions?
We're gonna kill you.
Hey! That's not a question.